Alright folks, welcome back. It's Richard here again, and today we're going to be checking out quite a number of RDAs and also two RDTA. They're the same basically, just that they have different capacity, juice capacity. And this was sent to me by Crave, all 5 of them. That's what we're going to be taking a look at. So I'm not going to try and take too much of your time, so we'll do it really fast, pronto. We'll get into the close-ups and have a look at them. In actuality, they comprise of, I think, 3 RDAs and 2 RDTAs. And the 3 RDA, 2 of them has been released before. We've got the hexagonal shape and also the rounded version, but they've done a couple of improvements on it, so we'll check it out in the close-up what they improved on, which is basically the airflow control and the airflow system. Alright, so I'm going to take a vape now and show you how it vapes. I've got the smaller tank here, the 3 ml tank of the AROMAMIZER RDTA. Alright, the vapor production is not too bad. Flavor is very, very good. I've got a dual coil in here. This is really a dripper, as in a dripper with a tank in it. We'll, get to look at it in the close-ups. One more vape. Let's go ahead and take a look at the AROMAMIZERs by Crave. Nice. I kind of like the RDTA. Very flavorful, and it produces quite a bit of vapor as well. It's actually really a dripper in a tank, as I mentioned. Okay, so just to give you the heads up, 5 atomizers Crave has sent me. Thank you very much, Crave. And most of them are the same actually from the previous version, especially the first 2 RDAs, the hexagonal and the rounded version. This is version 2. That means they've done a couple of improvements on the RDAs, which we'll come to afterwards. And they also added this one with a quartz glass. So they've got hexagonal, they've got the rounded version, and one with a glass tank, okay, or rather glass sleeve around it with spirals. Okay, so we'll check them out as well. And 2 RDTAs, the only difference is the juice capacity. One is 6 ml, this is 3 ml. So also we'll take a look at it. Upgrades will actually include airflow control. Now all the RDAs have 3 large Cyclone style air holes, except for the quartz one. They have, I think it's a 3 or 4 mm diameter air hole drilled out for you. They've got like 1 on each side, so that's 4 altogether. Okay, but in any case, bigger airflow system. Inner airflow parts are now, removable or detachable, you want to call it, for easy cleaning. So you can take out the parts and all that. And then they've got this changeable cyclonic airflow part for flavor. So one has got the spiral on it. If you don't want that, you want to do some cloud chasing, you can remove that and put in one that's plain actually without the spiral around it. And so you can play around with it and see which one suits you best. All right, suggested builds by Crave. They actually recommended 0.2 ohms for mechanical modes and also 0.5 ohms for regulator devices. With power ranging between 35 to 45 watts. Okay, those are the recommendation from Crave. Tell you what, let's get into the close-up. Take a good close look at all these 5 atomizers and then come back. I'm going to leave you with my thoughts, and if you'd like to check out the previous videos that I've reviewed for the first 2 versions, I'm going to leave a link in the description box. Catch you later. Alright, so time to get up close with all the RDAs and also RDTA here. AROMAMIZER RDA version 2, and you've got the RDTA. This is from Crave. From my left here you have the rounded version of the RDA version 2. Improvements done on these from the previous version. Hexagonal shaped, and also you've got a glass RDA. Here you have your 6 ml RDTA, and this is your 3 ml RDTA that I have some juice still in there, which I was vaping on earlier. So we're going to go through them one at a time, or we're going to see 3 of this because they're all exactly the same. Okay, just before we get on to showing you that, I'm just going to show you, for those of you, for the benefit of those who haven't seen the packaging, this is how the packaging looks like. All very similar, the same as always. And you have round hexagonal glass here, 3 different options for you. So if it's sticked on round, that means you have the round version in there. Okay, we're going to take it out. You have the screwdriver, some grub screws, and also Phillip head screws. In case you want to change out your Phillip head screws from you know, the ones in here, the stock screws in there. You can have grub screws if you so prefer to, and O-ring spare ones just to keep, you know, in case you lose them or you break them. And you have got this Driptip Adapter, which I'm going to take it out and put aside, and this little piece here, which is the chamber. If you want to opt to replace the what I call spiral chamber to this, you can also do so for cloud chasing. Like I said, this is all the same. Okay, so this is the rounded version. Okay, the rounded version. We're going to put everything aside first and come to it one at a time. So you have your drip tip here, flange to keep away heat, white bore at the top, and it narrows down to this spit back protection here. So vapor goes into here, turns around, swirls all over, and gives you, you know, that extra flavor you need. Okay, held on by an O-ring, and you have this dowel ring piece here to prevent heat from getting onto your drip tip, so that it won't be hot. At the bottom you have your 510 pin, which is adjustable, and some engravings here, serial number, and also, you know, designed by BJ. The original designer, I think his full name is BJ Shi. Alright, so putting this back, I'm going to get an atomizer stand to put on. So the previous version is this, okay? The Cyclops style air hole right now is adjustable. Let me just put it to, this is fully open, and it used to just have these holes, 2mm holes all around. They've also opted off with the flanges here, and it's a tad taller, the new version, than the previous version. Okay, just a tad. Okay, so this is the older version, which we'll come to again. But let me take it out. This thing can be dismantled now. You can just take out this airflow control ring, which the previous version doesn't allow you to do that. It's all one piece. Your drip tip pulled off. You have your outer shell here, and in there, that's where you have your spiral thing going on. But for this, and also the hexagonal shape, I don't think you can replace it with the chamber if you want to opt out to do, you know, cloud chasing, because I don't see anywhere where I can remove, you know, this piece in here, unless you know how. You can let me know in the comment box. But other than that, I think this whole entire thing is just one machined one piece. Okay, please excuse my dual calling here with the cotton. I'm also excited to, you know, start vaping on it. I got a build done on it. And you have your post holes, which is much bigger than the previous version. Okay, you've got your negatives milled down to the deck here, and your juice well is 4mm in depth. Okay, this is how deep your juice well is. Get it back. You don't have to face the air holes, you know, in front of your coils or anything like that, because it's got all the holes that leads into, you know, the center. There's two walls here, one on the inside diameter and one on the outside, and you have your swirling effect going up all the way to your mouthpiece there. All right, so just put it anywhere you like. This one, push it in and turn it as you're pushing it. You don't want to accidentally tear your O-ring and your drip tip. So this rounded version, comparing to this version 1, just a quick comparison. Pull it out for you, and this is your post holes, smaller, much smaller than this. All right, so just to let you see, and this whole entire thing is one piece. Of course, the drip tip, you can take it out and put it back. Okay, so there you have that, and you have the hexagonal shape right now. The insides are the same as well. Just quickly let you have a look at it. You can also remove the top here, just like the other version, for cleaning purposes and things like that. It's held on by an O-ring. There you go. See? Push it back down, and then you can make adjustments of your air hole. They've got smaller ones, smaller air holes, slightly smaller one as well, 3/4 and fully opened. Okay, so basically, just take it out again to let you have a look. Different sizes of air holes. Push it back in again and remove this. That's your deck there. Like I said, it's the same thing,
Now you can get a better look because I don't have a coil in here. The pulse holes are definitely much bigger. You can opt to change out those Phillips screws with grub screws. Some people prefer grub screws because they don't back out easily. And your juice stack there, juice well. And next you have the glass version. This is 22 millimeters in diameter, but this one here is 24 millimeters in diameter. So this is much bigger than this. And you have this on a mechanical mod, you're going to have an overhang. Let's say you want to put it on a mech mod. Yeah, see, there's an overhang, you see, because it's 23 point something to 24, somewhere around there. Okay, so this has got a bigger diameter. Okay, let's take a look at the glass version. So the glass version, as you can see, it's got these red O-rings, 2 O-rings holding the glass in place. Top, same thing, your drip tip, spit back protection. And then you have your dowel ring to prevent heat from getting to your drip tip. And to take it out, pull, and you have one piece coming off. That's your deck. That's your glass. We're going to have a look at the glass first. Push your finger in there, push it out, and that's it. Be very careful, okay? Don't cut yourself, or, you know, they advise you to put some e-liquid onto your O-ring so that it's easier to, you know, take it off and put it back in again. So this is your glass piece. You have 3 millimeter air holes altogether, 4, 1 on each side. Very big air holes. If I'm not mistaken, this is made of quartz. Quartz is better quality than what I call Pyrex, so it won't crack so easily. You have your Steam Crave logo there. And there used to be 1.5 millimeter in thickness of this glass. Now they've increased it to 2 millimeters thick. So the new glass tanks are all 2 millimeters thick. If you purchase the 1.5 millimeter glass thickness version and you've accidentally broken it, you could actually claim a new glass. All you got to do is just send an email to order@steamcrave.com, and what they'll do is give them your address. They'll mail you a brand new one, FOC. All right, they'll replace it for you. So that's the glass, and the deck is the same, just like the rounded version and the hexagonal one, as you have seen. So basically that. Okay, this piece, now this is interesting. This is the spiral thing for you to chase flavor with. But if you want to do some cloud chasing, all you got to do is just pull it. It comes off. And replace it with the other one that you have in the spares bag. So let me just take this out. And this one, put that aside. The smaller diameter has got a bigger diameter and a smaller diameter. So use the smaller diameter. Push it up against that. That's an O-ring that catches in there. You see the groove here? All right. Sorry, out of focus. This groove here. Now this O-ring catches in there. Once it's done, you put your glass back and put it back like that. See? Now you're in cloud chasing mode. Okay, this is for flavor chasing. Because of the spiral in there, it spirals and gives you the cyclonic effect and gives you the best flavor. The deck is also the same as, you know, the other two. All right, get our drip tip, put it back, take this out, and we're gonna have a look at the RDTA. This is the RDTA. This is the 6 millimeter version. You have this vape band here, which also acts as your airflow ring control. It's made of silicon. You can control your airflow like that by turning it, but I normally leave it all the way open. All right, it's got these knurlings to make you grip it nice and steady. 510 pin, designed by BJ, serial number. Top cap, sorry, the drip tip, spit back protection, and let's start breaking it down, removing it, unscrew it. And you have your glass piece there. Pull, and it comes off. It's actually threaded, and also it's got an O-ring in there, silicone O-ring. Okay, right, push, and then after that you screw it in. Okay, that's how it works. And the other part at the bottom, hold the knurling, unscrew it, anti-clockwise. This is the where you put in your juice. Yeah, these holes. You fill up your juice through the holes there. It goes into the tank. I'll show you afterwards. But right now, let's check out the deck. It is exactly a dripper deck. Yeah, 3-post design, big holes. The center hole is bigger than the 2 side holes, so you can put in 2 wires from both sides. Phillips screws. You have your grub screws to replace them if you so wish to. And how this works is very interesting. See, when juice goes into this deck here, it fills up this whole so-called channel in here, and it seeps underneath, it seeps through and comes out through these holes here. There's 4 holes, 1, 2, okay, 3, 4. That's where your cotton sits, and it keeps your cotton saturated all the time. All right, if I were to take out this, turn it anti-clockwise, you have a better view of it. This is a peak insulator, by the way. Yeah, see those 4 holes there? Yeah. So when you screw this back, the juice sits around here and goes underneath, seeps into this and goes into those holes and out into the center deck, keeping your cotton saturated all the time. So that's how it works. Yeah. All right, to assemble it back, let's get this. Put the tank back. Put this back. Okay, make sure everything is seated properly. Otherwise, if you accidentally misalign it, you might crack the glass tank. Okay, so once it's seated properly, put your drip tip back. Drip tip is back on. Get your juice. Open up your juice. I'm not going to fill it up. I'm just going to show you. You have this needle nose juice bottle, and you just put it into one of the holes, and you start filling it. Okay, so once you've filled up your juice, get your build deck. All right, put it in there, close it back, screw it back on, turn it back down. That's where the juice will go into, through those holes, into the channel all around, goes underneath and out through those 4 small little holes to keep your cotton saturated. So this is the Aromamizer RDTA. You've got the 6 milliliter version, and also the 3 ml version. So one smaller than the other. Take your pick which one you want to choose. If you're lazy to want to fill up your juice more often, then you go for the 6 ml. I like them small, so this is it. Time to give you my final thoughts, and the RDA from Steam Crave, also the Aromamizer RDTA that I have here, the smaller version. This is the 3 ml version. Of course, you have the 6 ml as well. I like the smaller one better. And I'm going to take a couple of vapes. I took a couple of vapes early on in the video, as you've seen. I've set it at 34 watts. This is the best I can get. If I go up to about 40 watts, I notice I get a couple of dry hits, but I don't know, maybe I'm not wicking it right. It could be that, but 34 watts, 0.4 ohms. Let's see how she vapes. Decent amount of vapor. The flavor is definitely there. This is a flavor chaser, and well, you be the judge for yourself. One more vape. Not too bad. Kind of like it. The fact that you don't have to drip all the time. It's a tank by itself with a dripper in there. What I do like about the Aromamizers is that adjustable Cyclone airflow that's in there. No leaking from the air holes, no matter how you put it, because of these 2 walls that's in there, and you get the cyclonic effect. So definitely no leaking from the air holes. 510 Driptip Adapter. If you want to change to your own drip tip, you can do so. It's got the spit back protection there for you. Even if you do your own drip tip, the adapter has the spit back protection for you. And the build deck is fairly easy to work on. Optional airflow, the part there for you to change it. And speaking of that, I'm going to try the dripper right now, because I've changed the spiral so-called chamber to this one for cloud chasing, and I've got it on my mod here, which was actually personally made by a friend of mine from the US. Thank you very much. You know who you are. Really nice. I'm enjoying this mod. Okay, it's got a Spider-Man logo there. Anyway, I'm going to take a vape from this.
I've got a dual coil in here coming up to about 0.3 something ohms. Let's see how she vapes. Now this is definitely made for cloud chasing, for sure. Beautiful, lovely. One more vape. Let me get some juice in there first. Okay, to drip this, I just have to take off the drip tip, and I can drip direct into the cotton there. And I'm dripping on my, again, my friend made this for me, his own juice, Raspberry Dream. Thank you very much. Lovely, love it. Let's see. This is definitely also for cloud chasing and flavor as well. I'm getting the flavor. So there you saw it. Sorry, I think I'm fogging up the room again. So you can, opt to change the airflow chamber in there from the spiral one to this one, which is just plain, and you can do some cloud chasing. Opt to use grub screws if you so wish to. If you want to take off the Phillips screws and change it to the grub screws, it's in the spares back, so it's all there. Spare O-rings and things like that. Spare Pyrex tank as well. And from what I've gathered, there's a lot of people who thinks very favorably of the aromamizers. I've heard a lot of friends from the USA, they like it, they love it. The vapor is there, and also the flavor is there. Why not? For the way it's designed and the way it performs, just check it out. This one, this is the glass version. Quite a bit of clout there. $40 US. I seriously think it's worth thinking about if you're planning to get an aromamizer or anything. You've got so many choices. Well, you saw it for yourself, the RDTA and also the RDA. Depends on which you want to choose. The version 2, that's the latest one. It's got tons of airflow. If you want more restricted airflow, maybe you would like to try the version 1. You might be able to pick it up from 1 or 2 stores who still got stock left. Well, that's the RDTA. So that's about wraps it up for me. I'm going to leave a link in the description box. I don't think it's being sold in Malaysia at this point in time. I've not seen any Malaysian retailers carrying it, but if I do come across it, I'm going to just go and add in all these links in the description box below. But I'll add on whatever I can in the description box, so you go check it out yourself. All right, until I talk to you again, vape safe, vape on, let the good times roll. Have a nice day. Bye for now.